Hey everybody, this is Dr. J and Professor Spikes, coming live from
Hello.
Long Island, New York, where the weather is sunny and cold. That sums it up, right?
Yes.
Just like Wall Street, it's
Well, that's
kind of cold in terms of the stock prices today.
that's predicated on the fact that you've actually gotten out of your house.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't actually do that, but
No,
I
I know.
looked
I feel like I've been holed up since Christmas.
I looked out the windows.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that old joke, right? Where the two
Yeah,
sisters had to share a dress,
yeah,
and then when the father finally had enough money to buy him a hat, now the other one could look
right,
out the window.
yeah. So biotech is once again turning to dreck.
Yes, but people have been a little. At least I've been watching CNBC this afternoon, being a shut-in that I am, and a lot of them thinking there's going to be a turnaround this year. A lot
Well,
of
I hope
the
so.
talking heads.
A lot of everyone I listen to is saying rotation out of tech and and uh, and the large caps into the small caps, into the Russell 2000.
value value cyclicals. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So that's been the consensus, and today, in fact, it's holding true where the S&P turned negative and the Nasdaq is taking it on the chin, and the Russell is up, as is the Dow.
Russell's up. I didn't take a look. All
Yeah,
right. Well,
I believe so.
that's fine. That's good
Well,
news.
yeah, we're going to check that out.
We want to see. We want to see the broader markets.
I want to go through every single person's top five picks of the year.
Oh, okay. That'd be
We
fun.
have 10 altogether. That means 50 stocks to look at. Obviously, I'm not going
Well,
to,
at least to talk about.
at least I'm not going
I
to
don't know if we
chart.
can chart 50 stocks.
I'm not going to attempt to, but I want to at least, like you said, talk about it.
Okay.
I
Sounds like a
mean,
plan.
that includes you, me, Professor Omar, Jake, Arjun, MA.
Did
Well,
Jig get to put any in?
Jiggly gave me five, but I couldn't find it in the comments, so I'll have to ask him
Oh
today.
yeah. I don't know if I can't
I'll
under.
trust him. I'll trust that he doesn't lie to me.
Well, we know Playboy was his number one.
Playboy was one, yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't remember the others. And I couldn't find it. So
Okay.
anyway, MA and
Did,
Man and
did Linda play this year?
no, Pete
Okay.
Pete did.
Oh, wonderful.
Pete gave me his picks,
Yeah, no, I saw those actually.
and indubitably the longest username in play gave me his pick.
Oh yeah, the most right. this way it ruins that column in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, and one other regular gave us the. Oh no, a
Okay,
friend of
good.
mine from South Carolina, Andy. Who's been living off the market since for the last 40 years. He retired at age 30.
And he made it to 70 without having to get a real job.
No, he only had two losing seasons in 40 years.
Well, very
But
impressive.
he's basically a professional, although he keeps to himself. He's reclusive.
Uh-huh.
I had to pry the picks out of him.
Yeah,
I had to pry
gave
it.
you the second tier.
He says, I don't like other people to know what I'm doing. I said, well, if
Right.
they know what you're doing, it's only going to help your position. So this,
It's like the odds makers at the track.
yeah.
Hiding their little stickers.
GRTS is widely touted, but what is it off today?
Yeah, there's some talk about it, some buzz. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, one of our regulars made it. I think their top pick. All right, let's take a look at that.
Uh-huh.
I'll share screen.
Okay,
KT
so
wants to hear about grits, and Spoon wants to hear about grits, and Mark is asking what happened to grits. So Gritstone, whatever it's called, GRTS.
right.
We're going to take a look at Jiggly. Yes. No, Jiggly, give me the same five that you gave me last time. I'll put it
Give,
in. But I couldn't find them. All I remember is Playboy. All right, let me share screen.
It's $4.50. That's like $5.
Yeah,
Well, if everything goes right, it'll be $5 for next year.
almost $5.
Yeah, we had, I mean, I think Dr. Omar was talking about how, in terms of leverage, that $1 stocks tend to have a lot more leverage than $5 stocks. So having a minimum of 5 is pretty reasonable for this game.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So I'm going to go to picks and get that of everybody's picks.
Yeah, AEMD, a value play under 2, especially when you bought it at around 4. There it is. I have his list if you want me to read it to you. It's got PLBY, if you're writing any of this down.
I can
Actually, I'll write it down. I'll write it down and then.
Text it to me, then I'll put it.
Okay.
Text it to me.
Yeah, PRTK. Okay. Yes.
I have it in 2 places. I have it on the home page and I have it on the weekly stock picks page. So
he wants you to use PRTK even though it's a 450. Well, we'll have to discuss that.
Maybe it's awful small looking here. Maybe it's bigger. I got to figure out how to make it bigger. I have to have a whole redesign.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger window for those spreadsheets.
Yeah, I actually have a whole redesign of the entire website.
Because it's practically impossible when you're doing it on the iPad.
Yeah, it's no different.
Oh, and then it's not PCRK than pets instead. Okay, I'll discuss
that. All right, let's take a look at Dr. J's. Dr. J's five picks of the year. Okay. My number 1 pick, Hillary. Any comment on that one, Professor Spike?
I'm hoping that turns around. We've been winning good about 2 years ago, and then this year it just sort of decayed. But pot is definitely, I mean, especially the whole CBDs and the legalization across the board. Somewhere down the road, it's going to have to take hold.
I think.
So I'm not thinking next year. I'm thinking maybe a little further out, but.
I'm thinking sometime in 2022 the topic could come up because let's say 1 trillion of the 1.75 trillion BBB bill is passed, social spending bill.
Right.
In that case, you need money to pay for the doggone thing, and pot is why not?
Oh, for tax purposes.
Yeah, perfect. Aurinia Pharmaceuticals I'm thinking of making it number 1 at one point because I think it will be bought this year, and so far I think I'm down on every pick.
Let me ask you a question: if that gets bought out, then you own whatever company buys it, right?
Yes, but unless it's gone.
In terms of this. It
could be a buyout thing where they give you stock in the new company or cash. If it's cash, you're out.
If it's cash, then just the gain from the cash goes in.
Yeah.
For the game.
That's right.
Okay, fair enough.
CRISPR,
you're crossing your fingers that that'll finally do something.
Yes. And I was looking good the first day where it closed at 79 and change. Look at it today, getting slaughtered. I luckily backed up my position with put options, but they expire Friday. I'll probably close my position by end of day. I bought the 76s, not the Philadelphia 76s.
No, you bought the 76s. Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, you're going to make.
It's enough that it mitigates my loss on CRISPR.
Yeah, but it's not a real loss till you actually sell. So.
Yeah.
So it's a nice piece of pocket change.
Remember I told you I was going to do that for insurance.
Yes. Yeah. BCRX.
BCRX is holding.
It should be 23 by the end of the year, right?
It's 21. It's holding its own. It's definitely holding its own considering biotech is direct.
Right.
Palantir, I put in the for the half position, fifth position,
Oh, and you give it
and
a half on that? Okay, fair enough.
yeah, I'm giving it a half on that. I didn't know quite what to do for the fifth position. I kicked around DraftKings. I was going to do. I was going to do something like MicroStrategy, MSTR. I kicked around
Right.
a lot of different names. I don't know why I went with this one, but I did. It's an interesting company, put it that way. Uh, let's see. Who do you want to look at yours next?
No, you can go to Jake. Mine
Okay,
are uninteresting.
let's flip Jake and go to yours.
Okay, fine. The starting off with the water play, because that's always going to do well for us, in my
Yeah.
opinion. American Waterworks being the arrowhead of that. Although I did hear that Kramer likes Danaher,
There's
so
another one.
maybe I'm glad I picked this one then.
There's another one. AWR, I believe, is a symbol. Another water company.
Is that a water one? Okay, I'd have to look at
I
it.
think I think that one is California.
Oh boy, yeah, just as well. Although we know that water is going to be very, very expensive in California.
Yes.
If anybody's going to feel the drought, it'll be them. Right? Disney is my content play. I was able to get it on sale this year.
So far, so good on Disney.
Yeah. Lucid is the hope of the EV plays.
It's the likely number two to someday
Right.
to
So
come from.
if it gets Tesla's sloppy seconds, it'll still be happy.
Yeah.
And Walmart is my retail / AWS adjacent play.
Uh-huh. You decided on that over Target, even though for your portfolio you just bought Target.
Indeed, yeah. I figured, Target. I just thought that this one had further to go,
Uh-huh.
and because Target actually, there are people who actually made money on Target this year.
And you figure AMD has got the Momo, stick with it.
Indeed, yeah. I'm holding on to AMD for the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, I dumped a little bit. I trimmed a little bit of my Intel, but I'm keeping my AMD.
Just wanted to see if Arjun made it. He didn't make it, huh?
Oh, okay. That'd be great.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Jake.
Yeah.
He starts with lows.
Wow.
I don't know why it's not coming through with the current
Oh, the original price.
price. I don't get that. Lows.
We could debug that later.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming through.
And he's with you on AUPH.
I just want to see what price lows is at now.
The
Oh,
close is there. You have the second price. You just don't have the entry price. You could fix that.
the
You can
entry
just cut.
price. That's really strange. Maybe I
You can just cut and paste that in.
I probably made a mistake in this spreadsheet. All right. And then we have Arenia Pharmaceuticals. This is number 2. An old friend of his, right?
Right.
What's happening with
He gave
his?
us that one years ago, Arinia.
Yeah, PTGX it didn't fill in either with the open
Right.
yesterday.
Was that the one that? Which one was that? PTGS. That PTGX.
One of the Biodrex,
Okay.
I think. Then that's his favorite stem for swing trading.
Really?
Yeah, he's made money on this quite a few times, up and down, up and down. That's renewable energy play. But apparently he likes it long term. And last but not least is Hood.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have the stomach for it. I just bailed on it. I mean, I took a slight bit of hit when he gave it to us at first, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just weak of stomach.
I don't know what's happening with that spreadsheet. I'll have to check it later.
Yeah,
Let's see if Professor Omar's
Professor
pick.
Omar. Be funny if he and I agree. No, right
Top
off the
pick,
bat,
top
GTS.
pick, GRTS, which is getting slaughtered.
You're just getting right. He's getting slammed.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
Professor
don't,
Omar.
Airbnb, Airbnb is
Airbnb,
Airbnb.
is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's up since he bought it.
Very interesting plays here. Which one is Snow? I never heard of that one.
That's what a hot IPO, remember? It
Oh,
was a
oh,
very
oh,
hot
yes, yes, yes.
IPO when it went public. I forget exactly what they do. Roadblocks is
Well,
actually,
Roblox, you got in that one very early when you started buying that stuff for your grandkids. I assume
yeah,
you still have all that, right?
I don't have it. My
For your
grandkids have it.
kids, yeah. Well, you bought it for the.
Yeah,
Well, it's not your money, but it's your thinking.
I guess so. And
You know.
Intelia,
Oh, and there you
Intelia,
go. There's your gene editing play.
Intelia is almost as bad as CRISPR, but not quite.
And, well, maybe there's good turnaround potential on these guys this year.
I
A sort of
hope
a
so.
dogs of the Dow kind of
I
thing.
hope so. But already Professor Omar is off to a horrid start with GRTS.
Yeah, indeed.
It's going to be tough to overcome that horrid start unless it turns around. They must have had some bad news on the vaccine or who knows what. I'm not that familiar with GRTS in terms of what they do. Let's
Right.
see Pete's picks.
Okay. I'm sure number one will be Athesis. Oh no, it's not. Interesting.
Apple is a big position of his that he's held for a very long time. And why not go with the Momo? I agree with that one.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if I was going to
And
break down and actually buy a Fang for once in my life,
yeah,
that would be the one.
it hit 3 trillion intraday yesterday, but it didn't
Hmm.
close above the 3 trillion mark. I want to see it close above the 3 trillion. You know what happened when it hit the trillion mark, don't you?
There was wild fanfare and much rejoicing.
It pulled back 40%. You know what happened when it hit the 2 trillion mark, don't you?
No.
It pulled back 20%. So can we extrapolate from that? I hope not.
Well, you knock on the door, nobody answers, and you work your way back.
Yeah. WY is flat.
Oh, that's the paper
TGT,
company, Weyerhaeusen.
right. TGT is up
Target.
a bit.
Yes.
TCRFY, what is that again? I knew what it was.
Oh,
I forgot. And they're up. So Pete's doing nicely. Up, up, up. He's up in 3 positions out of 5.
that's Panasonic, actually.
What is it?
Panasonic, which actually had a big day
Panasonic.
today.
That's what it is. I know if ENPH is the battery
That's
play.
that's that new play he gave us.
The battery play, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not doing too good.
Give
But
it
this
time.
is a tough market today. Everything's getting slaughtered except for Caterpillar.
What does that tell you?
This is not
Oh,
Alex.
Alex, our old friend Alex gave.
It's not. It's indubitably.
Oh, this indubitably. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't change it.
Oh, okay.
I got to fix it. Alex, he's doing okay, I suppose. I spoke to him the other day via Twitter. He seems to be doing fine.
Great.
TC, he asked for you.
Oh.
TCNNF. I don't know what these.
Isn't that that's it's a foreign one? I think that might be marijuana.
Maybe. CRLBF. The Curaleaf is marijuana. And XPEB is getting killed today. And GTBIF, I think, all of these, I don't know what they are, but every one of them is down, which is not, not unusual for this kind of terrible market.
Right.
Why doesn't it have a thing for me to slide it over? Oh, this is it?
Yep.
No, that's not it. How do I slide to see more people?
Oh, when you click on it, it'll move it over a little bit.
Click on what?
Click on Professor. Click on the next tab. So go down and click on it, and it should give you some room. Nope. Wrong
That's
about that,
strange.
as usual.
On my phone, it works. Try it on the other thing, jiggy. Yeah, here it should work.
There you go.
Let's look at MA. Of course, this particular picture is hard to see. All right, his top pick
Yeah,
is
it's not that
Sava.
good. I get it.
MA's
Sava.
top pick is Sava, which I don't blame him.
I don't
And
blame him either.
I thought that was a courageous pick. It's actually up.
I would have thought so also. Arenia. High Lion. This is people finally talking about High Lion. I've been owning this one for the longest time.
Yeah. And finally, Tilray.
Tilray, right?
Yeah. Nice pick. I like those picks. This is my buddy that I was telling you about before. Did I tell you about it before the show or during the show? How
Before.
He retired 40 years ago and maybe had one losing season on his portfolio, which he lives off of. So let's see his picks. I forced him to give me picks. He didn't really want to.
So he started off with Caterpillar.
Yeah, Caterpillar was his number one pick. He said they're going to do very well this year, he thought. And Ford, he likes Ford a lot, and that was his number two pick. BP, a very conservative pick, I thought. But look, it's up.
Yeah.
And it's up. And
I was thinking of heading into taking a look at Chevron if I was going to get into the oil.
Another marijuana play. And Illinois Tools, another industrial. He's 5 for 5. Actually, none of his are down. He's 5 for 5. CGC is even. So far, he's off to a tremendous start. Let's see percentage.
Yeah, Ford had some decent news today. I mean, because Ford is, they announced that they were really going to double down on their F-150, which is perfectly smart.
After a day and a half of trading, he's up 6.32%.
Interesting.
Yeah, I should automatically just have bought everything he gave me. It's a no-brainer with Andy. The guy never loses.
Okay, Linda.
All right, this
is not Linda's Man. Okay.
Man's picks.
Okay.
Arenia number 1.
Arenia number 1.
Why not? Lee number 2.
What is that?
I don't know. They're not the clothing outfit.
No, I doubt that.
CRK number 3. He's doing nicely. 2 out of 3 moving up sharply. Zoom, one clunker.
Right.
And LC is about even. He's doing nicely. He's off to a good start. In a day and a half, he's up 2%.
2%. Okay.
Not bad at all.
We use a regional newspaper made into digital. Okay. Thank you, my man.
Let's see what Arjun's top pick is he likes the miners apparently. The Bitcoin miners, Mara and Albo. He was talking
Elbow,
about
doubling
Mara.
down on elbow. Good. I hope you're right.
He was talking about these stocks yesterday with me
Uh-huh.
on Spaces. Let's just make sure he's not here. Take a quick look. He's
Yeah, he
no,
would text
he's
you.
not
He
here.
would text you if he was.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, all right. Costco is his number 3. You can't go wrong with
Interesting.
Costco.
That's a very interesting play.
CRISPR
CRISPR.
is
So
his
he's
number
got he's got
4.
your confidence that this gene editing is going to go
And
somewhere.
another miner
And the
called
blockchain.
Riot. Riot is actually up since the open on Monday. And the grand total is he up in a day and a half? He's
No, he's down
down
a little.
1%. Largely because of CRISPR, which really took
Yeah.
on the chain.
Oh,
How's Apple doing today?
let me take a
I'm
look.
gonna
Oh,
take
you
a
got it.
look. Apple is flat on day.
Yeah.
It has a target now, wherever that three trillion mark is. It's got to close above it, and I think it will. I'm sure it will. On the show the other day, I said for sure it's going to make new highs, and
Right.
it did. And it's up against this. Well, the resistance is yesterday's high, 182.90. I don't remember the exact number. It was 3 trillion, 182 something. It was, I think. So it hit it, and then it backed off a little. And today, what's it doing today?
Well, you're on the weekly, so you're
Flat.
not going to see today.
Oh, I see. That's my problem.
There
Okay,
you go.
so it actually made a new high today. It was high. It traded higher today than the day before. The day before, the high was 182.88,
It's
182.90,
still
two
finding
pennies
support
more.
on that 9-day, which is great.
This is the 8-day. Remember, I fooled around.
Oh, that's right. You changed. You're still on the 8-day. Okay.
It's 8/21.
Right.
Full fib numbers: 50, 55, and 144. So I was just having a little fun. I just left it. What the heck, for now.
Mm-hmm.
And the RSI, let's take a look at that. Did I put in an R? Yeah, there's the RSI. Very close to the middle, 60. Well, 50 would be the middle. It's at 63. Very close. So the RSI is fine. No clues as to which way it's going to go, but the main clue is it's only gone one way for the last year. So I don't expect much anything too different for now. I expect that it'll continue on up. Do you agree with that
So
assessment?
it
At
would
least
seem. I mean, modulo the the overall market corrections that we might see
well,
in
yeah, but
February and March.
I'm not saying anything about where it'll end up at the end of the year. But I think for now it's still
Oh yeah,
got
for now.
legs. And I do respect Mike Wilson over at Morgan Stanley, who's calling for S&P 4,400 by year's end, which would be about an 8% decline, right? 4,800 now, something like that. So he also called for S&P 4,000 for 2021. And I think he's frustrated by not having hit it. So he's got to go low again,
Right.
psychologically. But when they come out with 4,400, they really mean 3,600. That's what they really
Okay.
mean, but they dare not say it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, you mean when they talk about the downside?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They want to scare. They want to scare you.
No, they don't want. They don't want. They don't want everyone going bye-bye out of the market.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Go to bonds?
Yeah, they're down. Well, if interest rates keep going up, it will take away from equities.
Eventually, little by little.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean,
Apple is
you
back above
need to see more than
180.
1.5 under 30.
Apple is back above 180. Let's see where the averages are now. If they've changed much since before the show. The S&P is flat. The Dow is up 0.7%. The Nasdaq is getting creamed, 39, 1.5%. And look at the
And the
stock
Russell's holding its own, isn't it?
almost up 4%. Yeah, but the IBB was getting killed. If I have it. Just a
And some
drop.
of the talking heads, in
Half.
in CNBC like IBB or XPI.
Yeah. So we should look at grits, right? GRTS.
Yeah, we might as well since enough people have been
The
talking about
disaster of the day.
it. And Eyes on the Money is still
I'm
doubling
not
down on
sure what
NSAFE, which I'm still in too, so I'm hoping you're right.
On what? On what?
I was saying Eyes on
That's
the Money is
interesting.
still into NSAFE. But for now, we're doing Gritstone.
Oh, NSAID. Okay,
Yeah,
24.18 on Ford. I don't know how Ford came up,
that's
but
what.
why not look at it?
Yeah.
Right.
Now the question is. I mean, it's 11%. I mean, is that going to sustain over the week, or is this going to be like, oh, good news, and then plop down a little bit? Because Ford, I mean,
I think
you
it'll
would think that
come in a little.
Ford, you got to be in for the long haul anyway.
What is it? The F-150 pickup truck?
The F-150, yes, the electric version.
That's selling like
Once they
selling
put
like
those
hotcakes, right?
commercials out about when they showed the commercial of the F-150 charging the house in the middle of a storm, or the F-150
Yeah,
doing the lights for Christmas,
that
that got people like, oh wow.
yeah. They can't make enough of them.
Right. I mean,
This is Ford is
I'm not a pickup
now
guy, but I was like, wow, I wanted one of those.
Ford is now an EV play, right?
Hmm?
For you wouldn't you say it's an EV play at this point?
I would say so. I mean, again, I don't want to keep talking about Jim Cramer using the word ICE for internal combustion engine being too old. There's still plenty of play. I mean, they're still selling. What is it? 94% of the cars that they're selling are still internal combustion engines. So
I will predict that this will come down and close the gap at 2177.
that's what I was thinking. That's why I trimmed a little just to see if I can't just make a little on that jump.
Sure. Why not? Let's take a look at GRTS.
GRTS, yeah.
And we'll take a look at another disaster, CRSP. We'll look at all the disasters.
Oh my God, what happened here?
I don't know. Maybe we should see what the
Well,
news.
the good news, it's not an engulfing candle.
Maybe we should see what the news is on this.
Yeah, take a look.
I'll take a look too. I mean, it really got killed. Had to be on news, obviously.
All right. Actually, we have it from Marco. Gritstone, and here we go. The usual. Gritstone announces positive clinical results from first cohort of a phase 1 study evaluating a T cell enhanced self amplifying mRNA vaccine against COVID. Yeah, that'll kill it.
So it's good news.
It's good news, but I guess they just sell off on the news.
It's bad news when you have good news is bad news when it's biodrug.
Exactly. We've all been there before.
Clinical results for cohort. Study coral boost evaluating T cell and T cell epitopes induced robust neutralizing antibody titers in 10 healthy adults. All right, but you know what it is? It's early on. So whenever it's early on, the shorts can come in with reckless abandon and short the hell out of it, no matter what the news is.
Right.
And then it's just a question of people ducking and covering. But this will bounce back. You know, whenever it goes down precipitously like this, it usually bounces
Yeah, it's just
back.
it's a matter of time, though. I mean, I've been waiting for ChemFarm to come back, and we're all waiting for BCRX to come back.
Right.
So, I mean, it takes a while sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, on a disastrous day like today, certainly. I had the chart already. I don't need 10 of them. $7.44, $7.43. It's pretty amazing. This sell off all the way to $7. It's off the low. So people are starting to buy it at the $7 level. It'll probably close considerably better than where it's trading now, I would think.
Yeah, one more thing.
So let's put that line in at $7. It passed the resistance, the support level here, which was key support.
Right.
Very key support at 853. I want to see it close above that. See if it can regain that territory. If it cannot close above 853, I think then it's going to be a longer time frame before it gets back to even. I mean, for where it started today.
Right.
So 853 is a very key level. And it's a long way to the closing bell, so it's got a shot. Let's do one or two others and call it a day.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes,
So
right.
you might as well do the ones you should do CRISPR and AUPH because a lot of people have that on their lists.
Yeah.
There were a lot. If you talk about the ones that were repeated a whole bunch of times.
Yeah. And Ford was repeated, and we did that. Ford.
Right.
Andy and you both had Ford, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have Ford on my list.
Oh, you know, somebody did.
No, I went with Lucid. I went with Lucid instead.
Lucid, yeah.
But Ford, Ford is one of my happier holdings nowadays.
CRISPR's turning in a terrible candle today after trying to bounce back. It broke trend line, whatever this meager trend line was, broke it.
Right.
There you go, broke it. There were 4 hits on that trend line. And this is a complete break from the trend line. You notice yesterday, even though it closed below that trend line, it touched the trend line. So this is not looking too good. The key support level is really the low here.
Right.
But you can look for support also right in here. You can look for support at $70. And
I guess
then
it bounces
below,
off that red line you just made.
yeah.
I mean, have you been averaging down on this, or have you just been
So I
just
just bought, I
watching
just bought,
watching your early money decay?
I just bought insurance. That's all I did.
Okay,
I bought the puts,
gotcha.
and that's it. And I only have
Well,
till
you did. I mean,
Friday.
that was a smart move. That was a smart move for now. I mean, that was
Yeah,
actually very
I
profitable.
only have till Friday on that. I only bought the 1 week out.
Well, it was a smart move.
Yeah, but I'm still hoping it bounces back. Or better for me that it should bounce back.
In the long term, certainly.
Yeah. All right. So I could even sell my position and then execute my calls on Friday if I want to. I could play any kind of game I want at this point.
Right.
But probably I'll just leave it alone at this point. Whatever it does, it does. But we still have this step function, and maybe it's happy enough right where the low is. Let's draw that low. Just maybe that'll be a turnaround. Just maybe. Probably not. Probably going to test $70, but maybe not. You never know. You'll have a new trend line going on the treetops heading down as well.
Yeah, I see that.
The treetops, and it could fill this in. This triangle, it could easily fill this in, which would take us on a downward trend towards narrowing range and a downward trend towards the end of January. It's possible. Do you think we're going to see a January effect, meaning a really good January, or do you think today's more ominous than we think?
I don't think any of the bad weather is going to come until February or March.
Okay, so you think we'll continue with the January effect? January effect is usually caused by all the short selling, all the tax selling in December.
Right.
People coming back into those positions. There's also a lot of positions that were um, that have to play catch up with the rest of the market. A lot of stocks took it on the chin in 2021. So that's probably why people are talking about a rotation into small caps. The large caps got way ahead of the small caps. So I
Well,
think
right. That was all showing up in the fact that the IWM was just sort of languishing in a range.
yeah, I do think
And so the
January
question is
will
the
be
question is by the end of February, is it going to be above the range or below the range?
uh, probably within the range.
You think it stays?
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
tough range to get out of, isn't it? Look at what happened when it busted
Yeah.
out.
Well,
When it
I mean,
busted out, it came right back in.
it busted out just for like a second and a half, right?
Yeah, yeah. But CRISPR is interesting. I think this triangle might hold for a while. It may play with between 70 and 75, between 70 and
Okay.
77. This candle has a 7-point range, 79.20 to 71.40, 8-point range.
Right.
That might be enough for it to play with. It may play within this candle, but for weeks, it's possible.
Sure. Well, until news starts coming out, Nobody in the news has talked about gene editing, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, since Intelia made headlines, right? Back
Right.
in
I mean,
June.
it's COVID this, COVID that, but nobody's really discussed
Right.
any new breakthroughs in gene editing. And that was the
I
whole
think,
thing that once we clear Omicron, and maybe sort of have some more idea about how to deal with these occasional
I think
waves.
we're going to see some more of them come public, some more gene editing companies. That might help the whole group.
Oh, they got to come. They got to come with news, not just come in like
Well,
another Thanos.
I think Prime,
Theranos.
a company called Prime is prime to go public. Prime is
Okay,
prime to go public. IWM, and then we'll call it quits.
sounds good. Oh, you still have to do. Oh, you did your CRISPR. Did you do your AUPH?
ATHX,
AUPH or any?
AUPH. I'm looking at the Russell
Yeah, let's do this one
227.
first, and then we'll do AUPH before we go.
It's absolutely flat. I thought it was up earlier, wasn't it, when we looked at it?
I haven't looked at this one in a little while.
No, when we looked at the Russell at the start of the show, I thought I said it was up.
Oh yeah. Right.
Totally.
It was a half, about 1% or 0.9%.
Yeah, so it came back from 227, the high of the day. Now we're at 225. Yeah. And it's bumping up against the 55-day moving average, which I don't know how much that really means, but I'm using funny averages. The 8-day is actually support. And
It certainly
the 8-day
is.
and the 9-day is not a big difference. The 55-day to 50-day is not a big difference. The 21-day and the 20-day is not a big difference. The only big difference is the red line. 144 is far off from 200.
It's pretty funny though. That 144 line is going straight through it all,
Yeah,
which shows you that you've been in a range forever.
yeah. No, as soon as it busted out of the range, it only had about 2 weeks that it traded above
Right.
it. And then fell right back into that range. All right, AUPH, and then we'll say adios amigos.
Yep. And then we'll say sayonara.
As always, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice, strictly advising before acting. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because we got to pay the rent, right? Does that work? Does that
We have to
work?
pay the rent.
Yeah, we got to pay the rent. Arenia Pharmaceuticals. It don't matter what the chart says because they're going to get bought out. But if you're looking for a target, I'll give you one. A good target
Or a
is
buy-in spot.
fill this gap. Fill this gap at 27 something. Let's just say 27. Good target, $27.
What are you saying? That's what, if you want to just play it until
Yeah,
you're not going to be in it to win it long term.
Correct. If you just fill this gap right in here at 26.54.
See,
Whatever it is.
by making it one of your year-end picks, you're saying that by December, the news will be digested and it will be.
I think it's 2-1 favorite to get bought by the end of the year.
Okay. Okay, fair
Reading
enough.
Pharmaceuticals. Meanwhile, it's trading up and down in more narrow
Yeah.
range for the last
Exactly.
few weeks. We could draw it.
Well, it's right in between these two lines.
Yes.
What is that? The 144 and the 44?
Double top right here at 24.37. 24.45, wherever it is. Double top, and then we have the bottom right in here. Double bottom at 17. This is really a
there you go. Look at
well-defined
that.
range. Well-defined, 17.
I'd say.
Something.
It even holds from before.
Yeah.
From before the run up on the.
I see what you're saying. So Arena Pharmaceuticals, you could play it theoretically between these two lines and swing it. If it breaks through, you know it's going to fill the gap. If it breaks above.
Right.
All right, we did it. Okay, Jiggly, Mantis, Mark, Eyes on the Money, Thank you all, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your
Thank you
picks.
for coming. Have
Your
a
picks are
wonderful
looking good.
start of your new year.
Man, your picks are looking good, man.
Yep.
So far.
And good luck on
Bridges with us,
Novavax, Fantas. Hopefully, it won't be a conversation that we'll keep on having month after month.
I got a call in the CEO, and he didn't return my call.
Oh, you did? You really did? So you're thinking what? Patrick's thinking get in under 2, get a good average down. It might be worth. It might be worth it. I don't know. It might be worth looking.
I haven't sold a single. I have not sold a single share of AMD. I have a lot of it.
You have not. Neither have I. But I haven't been buying
them much. You're going to text me Jiggly's picks, right?
I will indeed.
Playboy, Castle, Starbucks, Paratech, and Starbucks again. Jiggly, what are you?
No, I got it. It's yeah, I have it right here. Playboy, Castle, Starbucks. Oh, he did put Starbucks twice. You're right. No, PRTK, which is 450, but we might let that slide. And Pets, PETS.
No, I'm not letting it slide.
Oh, okay.
I want a
there you go. All right. There you go. So we need a 5th pick, Jig.
Jiggly, you got Starbucks twice. Give me a break.
I forgot what he gave us. I thought he gave us
All right.
Did he give us that Trump play, the network? Somebody did, I thought.
Jiggly?
No, it wasn't.
Jiggly's
I don't know who it was.
Jiggly's favorite last year was JMIA for a while. Anyway.
Yeah, and that worked out well for him. All right, we'll try to get it from him.
You know who showed up yesterday in Yahoo Spaces? Cabinet Guy and Clarence.
Oh wow! Okay.
Clarence showed up.
Oh,
and
I guess,
Cabinet Guy blinked right off.
You have a more convenient time then.
Cabinet Guy didn't stick around for long.
All
right. That's about it for today. Have a great week trading, and hopefully the market turns north. Adios, amigos. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.